can jump kind of around, just do like a half circle here while I talk.
You're ready to run. Huh? You think squats can be ready to run.
How you doing, man? Okay, what I'm going to teach now, I would say a concept, but it's not like a general concept, it's just a few principles that I run by when I'm working the open guard. Guard's awesome when you've got good control. Okay, if I've got good control of my opponent, I can work really good guards and attack and stuff like that. If you've seen that big red-headed ape that comes here, Dean uses a lasso guard a lot. One of the hardest guards to pass. But sometimes it's hard to make grips. Sometimes you may have got taken down, or he's broken the grips right up. So you break my grips, bang, bang, and he stands up. Okay, just stand up for me. Thank you. And just back up a little bit, and we're in this position here. In this position here, I always advise to sit forward. If you sit back, you basically, with no grips, you've only got two things attacking or defending your legs. Because my hand's too far back, and so is my head. If I'm sitting forward, I've got my head, I've got my hands, and I've got my feet. Okay? I've got something else, but that's because I'm well endowed. A lot of people aren't. Okay? But in this situation here, I want you guys to become comfortable in here. I've been playing with this a lot and just sitting back. You know, if you ever look at like Keenan Cornelius and stuff, he sits back here. People never pass his guard. Very rarely, unless you're Pacheco or something. So I want you guys to become comfortable here. If you're comfortable sitting back here, it takes a lot of pressure off the guard because you know that you can recover from there or control it. And then when you have the control, it's even plus a bonus on top of that. So in this position here, a couple of things I do, all right? When I'm working this guard, I never want to have both my legs stretched out. Why don't I want to have both my legs stretched out? Yeah, and look at this, all this space for him to slide past. For his Toriander, what he does, if he's got a Toriander, he stretches my legs out, he runs around, and he passes. Okay, whether it's knee right, whether he hugs my body, he passes. If he tries to Toriander now and I've got one leg in, try and Toriander and try and pass. This leg's stopping him still. So he keeps trying to pass, I use my arm, my leg, and I keep this tight here. If it was the other leg, same thing. If he pushes this straight, starts passing down, I've got this leg here, it's still hard for him to pass. But if he has both legs down, now look at it, there's nothing stopping except my own hands, which he's going to be stronger than. And then he passes, which I don't want to happen. Okay? So a little rule, I would advise never to stretch yourself out like this. A lot of white belts do this kind of stuff. It's just so easy to pass. Okay? I want you guys to get used to having both your knees to your shoulders here. If my knees are always to my shoulders, you can't pass. Try and pass now. You can sit, even if you pass, you can go north-south while my knees are here. So sit on side control here, go to side control, just sit on down. You can't. My knees are still there. Okay? If it goes to north-south, exact same thing. My knees are still here. So I can recover. He has to stretch me out. So just keep that in mind. I always try and keep one leg there at least. Now, another thing I do, I use my hands to help myself. If I just use my legs, just my hip flexors, and it can be really tiring. But if I use my hands as well, I can take the pressure off my hip flexors. And now if he starts trying to stretch my legs out, try and pull my legs down, it's hard. So what I do is I hold my knees, the top of my shins really hard. And it can move my legs around, my legs will just be loose and move around. I'll use them a little bit to like control this as well. But it's very hard for him to move me, trying to straighten me out and Toriander me. The leg's always there. So I just use this to recover. If he goes around this way, I straighten my leg. I catch him. He goes around the other way, straighten the other leg. Catch him. And then look at this, his legs are here. Now he's in bad spots. So we know that now. So if I do this, he can't pull me forward. But what can he do? He can push me to the side now. If he throws me to the side, look at that. I expose my back. So what I do to counter this is I open my legs up. Okay? I open my legs up and I flare my elbows out. Now he tries to move me side to side. Go the other way. It's hard. It's hard to force me to turtle. Because now I've got this huge base. Now, you can't stretch me out as well. You can't push me to the sides. Now I've got to make sure it can't stack me. I put my head flat on the ground. Now try and stack me. Pull me up and stack me. I'm just sliding and I can use my leg if I need to. Base it on there, it makes it really difficult. And that's with me letting him. If I'm defending at the same time, it's going to be really hard for him. So I create like a long flat surface on the ground. My elbows, my butt, and my head. So it's flat to the ground like a plunger. Okay, so it's hard for him to rock me around. I keep my knees in here so it's hard for him to pass. And this gives me a really good foundation. If he does start trying to Toriander really quick and pass, what I do is I just block his shoulder every time. I block, I recover. If I can push his up, if I can keep his body back or his knee off from the knee ride, see it's alright if he's trying to get like low on the body, this is good. But sometimes I go on a knee ride. So then I need to quickly block the leg and hip escape. Okay? So I'm always holding my shins, and then as soon as he starts trying to pass, I block him. Does that make sense? But the position alone. Okay? If he does start to try and stack me and stuff like that, pull my legs forward, I always want to try and push his arms back, try and get back in here. The deeper his arms, the better it is for him. It's harder, you know, now it's hard to get my legs in. So I always want to try and block this early. Keep his arms back. Okay? Stand back up. If he Torianders, from here I just straight the leg, block him. If he keeps going to north-south, push him off. At least come back in. Turn around. If he tries to push me side to side, I plant my elbows there. Make it hard. If he tries to straighten my legs, I keep them in here. So I'm always keeping this in here. You can turn me up, block him. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to like eliminate a lot of the opportunities that he's going to have. Alright? By just keeping like a solid base there. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to go out there. We're going to do a little exercise. And I want one guy to be on the ground, just holding that position, and the other guy just to lightly move around, just as if you would normally try and pass. And the guy underneath, your whole job is to keep the guard. Don't ever let him pass. I don't want to see you attacking, I just want to get you guys comfortable in this position. That way when you're in this situation, you're not panicking, you're not stressed. So if you try and pass the guard down, I can sit there really relaxed. And you keep going, and I get comfortable with this. You know what I mean? That's what you want to be. You always want to be really calm. You don't want to be have panic emotion or anything like that, because you're not going to think straight. So the calmer you are, the better you think, and the easier things are going to be for yourself. So we're going to start that exercise. Grab your partner. Guy on top, just try and pass around. Guy underneath, just try and keep your guard. Okay, I don't want you to use any control. I just want you to retain it. And then we'll swap over. Okay?